Well, this is Wednesday, day 5, I believe it is. I think I'll spend my day just riding around on the four-wheeler, stopping occasionally and listening and see if I can hear an apileated woodpecker. And if I do, then I can move in closer and try to get a picture. Yesterday evening, while I was sitting here in camp, I heard one. It was east of me here, and he only hammered on the tree one time. And I haven't heard any more since that time. But I'm not having any luck with finding any bears, so I think I'll just concentrate on looking for the woodpeckers. In fact, speaking of woodpeckers, right next to my tent here, I got this short little snag. I mean, it's not 15 feet from the corner of the tent, and there's a hairy woodpecker nesting in there. He keeps flying, or I should say, there's a pair nesting in there, and they're coming and going all day long. And I'm going to try to get some video of him just to show you the difference between the hairy woodpecker and the pileated woodpecker. And I don't know if there's other varieties in this area. I suppose there are, but those are the only two I've ever seen. And the pileated being the harder one, of course, to find. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to concentrate my day around the woodpeckers rather than thinking about trying to find a bear. If a bear should just pop out of the woods, of course, I'll take advantage of that situation, but it's not likely. So anyways, let's get started.
Now, there's the little snag I was telling you about that has the little hairy woodpecker. He lives on the opposite side, on the other side, so I'll have to move out there and film it. But I'll try to do that here in the next few minutes. Well, I'm sitting outside here, waiting for the little woodpecker to return. I'm probably too close to the tree. Oh, here he comes. Can you hear him? He's agitated because I'm sitting too close. I got a couple pictures of him. Battery is super low in my GoPro, but this is my first stop. Beautiful forest in here too. I seen some apileated woodpecker workings on the trees back there a little bit, but I thought I'd just wander out through here and see if I can find maybe a few morels. So when Mom comes up today, she might want to go out and pick a few morels if I can find any. She loves doing that. That's her thing. So yeah, I'm gonna take a little walk around through the woods here and see if I can see any. I did find these morels out in that area. I was walking through and there's more, and I'm just gonna leave them there for when Mom gets here because she'll love to go out and mushroom for a little bit. This is my third stop. So far I haven't heard anything, or seen anything. Well, I take that back. I got a picture of a couple bucks, but they got out there a little ways, so it's not as close a picture as I'd like to have gotten. Well, I'm out here trying to hear that apileated woodpecker. I'm using the time to look for some mushrooms. Might as well do something besides just sit on the four-wheeler and listen. I'm not having too much luck with the mushrooms either. At least not in this spot anyways. It's a lot of forest out here. I believe I just heard an apileated woodpecker quite a ways off, but I wouldn't be able to hear it otherwise. It has to be an apileated woodpecker to make that volume of racket. So I'm heading over there now, back to my four-wheeler. Yeah, so let's go see if we can find this guy. You know, actually, that noise, or the woodpecker, is really close to my camp. I made this big long loop several miles and came back around, and basically my camp is just a short ways over there, and I think that noise, I think that woodpecker is coming from this direction. I'm just gonna sit here and wait and see if I hear him again. Well, it's been about 5 minutes now and I haven't heard any more hammering. You know, when apileated woodpeckers really work in a tree, they'll hammer for 3 to 4 seconds and then they'll stop, and there'll be a 30-45 second delay between each round. I imagine it's pretty hard on them. I don't know. But I haven't heard anything, so he's not really working at this tree very hard. Or he may have flown off. I have no idea. But I'll sit here another 5-10 minutes and see if I hear anything. Well, I'm back at the camp. Never did hear the apileated woodpecker again. So I came back here, get some water, ate some little snack, and then I built a fire in the fire pit. I'm going to do the burgers on the fire tonight rather than on the gas stove in the tent. I'll go over. I'll show you what I did. Got it all prepped and ready to go. So that's my fire for this evening, all ready to go with an abundance of wood. So I think I might keep that puppy burning up until the late evening hours, and just sit out here by the fire rather than in the tent to stay warm. Has been some chilly evenings and chilly mornings, but it sure is nice out here now. As you can see, I'm in my t-shirt. So, yep. And I'm going to just sit down in my chair and spend another little while there before I head out again later. Take 2. Well, I'm just sitting here doing nothing. I thought I'd mention the fact that why I camp here is because I like this big wide open area. It has the advantage of the sun coming in earlier and warming the tent up in the mornings, especially in the spring and fall of the year. That's when you really want that morning and evening sunshine. Otherwise, if it was July, August, I would have chosen a place more in the heavy timber, and there are many of those. Finding these wide open areas is pretty not as easy to come by. But also, what I like about it is the fact that there's been a lot of gravel on the ground here because they had a rock pit back behind me here that they used for graveling these Forest Service roads, at least in this area. And it makes the ground better when you have rainfall like we did, is so that it doesn't become a big old mud hole. And like there's a camp spot where those people were camped that were partying. All mud, all mud. It was terrible down in there because it had rained so much. But they chose to stay there anyways. And the only disadvantage to staying here this time of year is the ground. So there's so much rock under this ground that you can't hardly drive your tent pegs in. I get about half of them, less than half of them, driven all the way down. The rest of them aren't hardly holding anything. But with this full frame tent, it's not really a problem anyways. The tent isn't going anywhere. A few times I thought it was during when we got those heavy blows, but it's good. Wow, I'm really long-winded, aren't I? All right, talk to you later. Gonna be a beautiful night. The sky's clear, so I should see a lot of stars tonight. Got this great fire going. In fact, just short while ago, we were barbecuing hamburgers over this fire. Mom left just maybe a half an hour ago, and we had hamburgers and potato salad and iced tea and chips. So yeah, it was a good evening, good meal. But this will probably be my last evening, in fact, because tomorrow I'll be packing it up and heading back to town. But I had a great time while I was out here. Didn't really get much in the way of wildlife pictures. In fact, I think the best picture I got was that little woodpecker on that snag that's right beside the tent over there. That's my best picture. Oh wait, I did get those two little bucks this morning that were in the roadway, but by the time I took the picture, they had moved off about 50, 60 yards out from me, so not as good as I was hoping for. But so that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. Maybe I'll be back out here later on in the year. I hope so. I like using my tent, and this is spectacular right now. Really like this. I didn't get much opportunity to have a campfire because it rained all the time, and it was windy and it was cold, but it was okay. It was okay. Not bad. So that's it. So talk to you later.